Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z. Today we're giving you guys an episode 76 review for Dragon Ball Super, and it was a pretty enjoyable episode overall. I like the creativity here, with these villains coming back. Villains that specifically are, well, it wasn't really a lot of villains that we've seen across the series, of course. It was a lot of the real notable ones here, but it was specifically guys that were really feared by Krillin, or Krillin had been beaten by, or obviously everyone there was stronger than Krillin at some point. He was always weaker than everyone there. Obviously, realistically, he should be stronger, but with the last episode, him getting shot, and how he acts in this episode, I mean, who the hell knows where his power really lies? I'm not going to try to go on about the power scaling in this episode, because it doesn't make any sense. It's almost implied at one point that Krillin is at least somewhere in the same range or ballpark as Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but then later on it's like completely dismissed that he'd be even stronger than Super Saiyan Goku. So I don't know. But kind of like I thought, these villains coming back, number one, they are manifestations of Krillin's fears, really, is what it seems to be. Goku doesn't really seem to have any influence on it, so I guess what we learn is this forest that does, again, feed off your fear, I guess, or manifest them into these ghostly beings. The villains that are in this episode, kind of like I said this, I didn't really think they were going to talk at all, and they don't say a damn word. I kind of thought this, I don't really know why, I just kind of had like a feeling they wouldn't, and it is disappointing. I kind of wish we got some of those lines of dialogue. That would have been pretty cool. But I did like that Krillin in this whole episode is really scared, and then does eventually overcome his fear of all these guys. He learns the secret of what's going on here and how to kind of get rid of it. And there's some cool tidbits that I almost want to do a separate video on, but I will talk about those in a minute. But Goku's trying to coach Krillin this whole time, telling him, like, these guys aren't real. You gotta not worry about if people are stronger than you. You have to overcome the fear of people being stronger. That's the only way you can kind of progress and train to become a stronger fighter yourself. And, we got to see a twin Kamehameha, or a, Goku and Krillin Kamehameha against the Ginyu Force. Bulma came around because Krillin's afraid of Bulma, and she was kind of doing this little schoolyard bully sort of taunt to Krillin, which was kind of funny. But they obliterate the Ginyu Force, Bulma, and I can't remember who else was in that group. And then everyone else kind of dissipated, and then they grew bigger, and it turns out the bigger they are, the more you're afraid of someone, the bigger they grow. And these guys are honestly very strong. I can't tell how strong they are compared to like Goku, because Goku was like Super Saiyan 3 at one point. So again, the power scaling, it's just not something worth talking about. It does not matter in this episode at all. It's like a little side episode, even though it does kind of connect to the next arc. It is something that I would assume is probably straight from Toei Animation and not really Toriyama. So the power scaling, really, it's just something you can't worry about here. But of course, as you would imagine, Krillin figures out exactly what's going on. After Goku does, he figures out these guys are feeding off of his energy. And what he has to do is he has to keep calm. What it really seemed like to me is, it seemed like this episode was trying to link this back to Goku and Vegeta's Beerus, and the training they did with Whis. Where they went into that area where they had to control their ki flow, so they could move around the space. Remember that they were doing they were pretty much training to become the Super Saiyan Blues. It seemed a lot like that. It seemed like being able to control your ki and keep calm is the key to achieving a much higher state of power. That's what it seems like everything's leading up to, and I kind of thought this a long time ago when we had that. I made a video about it, that maybe anyone can become God level like this. I don't know if it's going to be God level, but it definitely seems like what Roshi understands, because this is exactly what he wanted them to do when he sent them to this area. What he wants them to do is control their ki, and that does seem to be the way to getting a higher power. So that might explain why Krillin gets so strong. And in this episode, he looked extremely powerful. He has energy just seeping off of him, so it looked very amazing. And I'm sure he's going to get pretty strong. Let me know if you guys think that theory is right. Do you think everyone's going to do you think controlling your ki is really that way of getting to new levels of power quick? I liked the episode. I liked the way it was laid out. I liked how it was all presented, with the gradual buildup of Krillin getting over his fear of a stronger fighter, really, and learning that he has to put in the effort and learn to train better. And I like the little bit at the end of the episode where we see Goku offer to spar with Krillin. Krillin says, yeah, as long as you don't go Super Saiyan, even though a little bit before we saw Super Saiyan Blue Goku alongside Krillin basically powering up, which they were seemingly, if they were doing a combined Kamehameha, seemingly you would have to assume they'd be somewhere around the same plane of level, right? Somewhere in the same galaxy of power, but realistically they shouldn't be. But yeah, a lot of things don't make sense in this episode, but I did enjoy overall. It's not the strongest thing ever, but it was unique. I like that idea that these are manifestations of Krillin's fears. I think that's a little unique for Dragon Ball. So that's basically my thoughts on the episode, guys. My little brief summary. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the episode? I could see maybe some people being a little underwhelmed here, I guess, but it's not like everyone expected a whole lot here. But I think it's cool. It's a nice setup to the next arc. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. And of course, I'll catch you later.